Uncle Steve Cohen certainly knows how to make an entrance. The new Mets ownership was putting together a solid offseason already and then dropped this bomb on the Big Apple this past week. Francisco Lindor, one of baseball's best all-around players, is New York City bound. And unlike in the past, where a talent like his seemed destined for the Bronx, the four-time All-Star shortstop is heading to Queens and the Amazons. He gets dealt to the Mets from Cleveland along with standout pitcher Carlos Carrasco. Lindor is beyond excited to join an organization that appears to be trending on the up and up.
It makes me very excited. I'm excited to be part of this organization, and I can't wait to be part of the great thing they have going on in the clubhouse. I just want to be a little piece of the puzzle, and hopefully we achieve the ultimate goal, which is winning. I mean, I'm gonna bring Francisco Lindor, which is me. I'm gonna do me on a daily basis. Hopefully that's good enough for my teammates and the fans. And I always found because I'm blessed to have health, to have my family surround me. I have a great group of people around me that help me keep my peace and to play the greatest game out there. Why not? Why not smile? I mean, I'm living my dream. I'm living the life I always wanted. So I don't see why I wouldn't smile.
Mets president Sandy Alderson says the deal did not come cheaply, pointing out the departure of longtime shortstop Ahmed Rosario as the centerpiece of the package going back to the Indians.
Anytime a player brings an extra dimension in terms of personality, in terms of how they present themselves, how the fans will react to that player, I think that all has to be taken into account. And he's obviously done lots of things over his young life, and we expect that he'll continue to do them in New York.
New general manager Jared Porter says the club is still looking to improve.
We've added some very good players this offseason. We added two today. We added James McCann. I think continuing to press on the depth is very important. It's a long season, as we all know. And I also think putting our players in a position to play at their ceilings or exceed their ceilings is really important too. And adding a dynamic, well-rounded player like Francisco Lindor, who helps as a defender, as a hitter, as a base runner, it really helps those things. It makes his teammates better. Adding a catcher like James McCann, who impacts every pitch that's thrown between the catcher and the pitcher, is a significant impact.
Meantime, Carrasco might be overlooked in the deal, but he shouldn't be. He was some pitcher in Cleveland. When healthy, he could easily slot in behind Jacob deGrom as the number 2 starter on this much-improved club, at least on paper.
The potential is making to the playoff into the World Series too. They have a really good team. We have a really good team. Adding myself, Lindor is going to be really, really good, really nice. We have really good players, starting pitcher, relievers. I think we're going to be fine. So that's the whole point, just making to the playoff in the World Series too. We got a great team. I can't wait to get there with my family, start getting back to the community. I think it's something really important. For us, it's really important because we know there's a lot of people out there that need help. And it's something that I love to do for a long time ago. Everything's coming from my daughter when she was like 4 years old. She told me something really, really beautiful, and that's the point we start to doing everything. And thanks to my wife, she's been doing everything too, from day one to now. Even when the season starts, she's the one to do everything, just getting back to the community. So when I have some off day, so I enjoy her to do everything. And I can't wait to go to New York and start doing a good relationship with the community.
Citi Field seems to be in a giving mood these days, and not just on the baseball diamond, but also in the game of life. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says the Mets ballpark will become a 24/7 mega COVID-19 vaccination site. It will have the capacity to administer 5,000 to 7,000 vaccines a day and will open the week of January 25th. The Mets have been a godsend this week. And for football fans here in New York, those disappointed that the Giants and Jets aren't part of the playoff picture, they have to be at least somewhat intrigued and rooting for our neighbors to the north. The Buffalo Bills keep the machine moving in the playoffs. They finished the season 13-3 and can now add a playoff win to an impressive resume this year. The Bills edged the Indianapolis Colts 27-24 in the opening round and will now face the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round on Saturday night. That game kicks at 8:15 p.m. Fun fact here, the Ravens are named after famed American writer and poet Edgar Allan Poe. In addition to Baltimore, Poe once called the Bronx home. His famous poem, The Raven, was penned right before he came to live in the BX. Like the Ravens, love Poe, but I'm rooting for the Bills. I'm also rooting for the Jets to hire Doug Peterson. Out as Philadelphia Eagles head coach, the Super Bowl champ could be bringing his ring to Gang Green. Jets GM Joe Douglas worked with Peterson in Philly. Blockbuster trade alert. The Nets have reeled in three-time scoring champ James Harden from Houston. A haul of a trade for all involved. The mega deal reunites Harden with KD. At full strength, the Nets would now feature the three-headed monster of Durant, Irving, and Harden. As the NBA is reviewing videos circulating on social media of a maskless Kyrie Irving at what appears to be a family birthday party, there is no belief the Brooklyn Nets guard will return to the team's lineup anytime soon. Irving's absence has been attributed to personal reasons. The Knicks are in Cleveland tonight and Boston on Sunday. The Nets welcome Orlando Saturday to Brooklyn. On the college hardwood, Florida men's basketball will host UMass Sunday. The women's program will be in Dayton on Saturday. UConn men's and women's basketball is off to a terrific start. Both are nationally ranked. For the first time since 2016, the men's program is back in the Associated Press Top 25. And speaking of reaching the zenith of college sports, we close out the headlines with our national champions of the college football gridiron. Number 1, Alabama wins again, this time taking down number 3, Ohio State, 52-24 in a laugher. Head coach Nick Saban makes history with his 7th national title at Bama. He sits alone in the record books after passing legendary coach Bear Bryant. Newest Heisman winner Devontae Smith keyed the victory. He was named Offensive MVP in a record night for himself. 12 catches for the wide receiver, 3 scores, 2. Congrats to Smith, Saban, and Bama. We hit the C-list for a look into the future, courtesy of our friends at IndyCar. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway ranks right up there on my list of all-time favorite places in sport, right next to Yankee Stadium, honestly. Aside from the racing, the Brickyard is a place where innovation becomes reality. It was originally constructed as a site for technology and testing development. The Wright brothers even set an aircraft altitude record at the facility way back in 1910. That was even before the Indy 500 was a thing. This past week, the Speedway provided a glimpse into the future, kind of like Back to the Future. Check this. A new race is scheduled for October 2021 featuring cars without drivers, at least without a human sitting in the cockpit of the race car. And the best part, like us here at BronxNet, it's not only professional, but it's providing opportunities for youth. The inaugural Indy Autonomous Challenge will offer $1.5 million in prizes to teams from colleges and universities around the world racing cars using student-created software that enables the autonomous driving. Nearly 40 colleges and universities from 14 states and 11 nations are taking part in the project. Also equally of note, the possibility of what it means long-term for the cars and our safety in the future. Penske Entertainment President Mark Miles says, if we can go 240 miles per hour and keep cars from colliding on the track, surely we can make highways safer. Self-driving cars are the wave of the future, and racing and IMS are once again at the forefront of bringing us closer to better days. I do so hope we'll still get to man the wheel sometimes, but the idea of a society where driver fatalities are a thing of the past, especially when alcohol is involved, surely sounds like something we would all sign up for. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.